Hello there, this is Joseph Gray with DR Metrics. In this video, we're going to talk about how to save your filter settings. And as you create these custom reports, you can also schedule to have them automatically emailed to you on a specific schedule. So let's start out by clicking on the edit button at the top and opening up our primary filters. In my last video, I mentioned that if you choose other, there are these 6 relative time frame choices. And these are the ones that you need to be using for this feature. So the choices are you can schedule a current week report. And if you turn on the email feature for a report that's selected current week, you'll get the report daily automatically. If you select the current month, it'll ask you, do you want to receive this daily or weekly? And if you choose the current quarter, it will ask you when you enable the email feature if you want to receive that report daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, the last week, last month, and last quarter report, there is no choice. If you turn on the email for last week, you're going to get the email weekly for the last week, of course. And if you turn on the email feature for last month, you're going to get a report at the beginning of the month for last month, and same thing on the quarterly basis. So I'm going to just demonstrate by choosing current quarter, and I'm going to click apply. Now, after this report runs, I'm going to go ahead and click this Save Filter blue button on the right-hand side of the interface, and I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to name it something that I'm going to remember because it's going to be sent to me via email, and I just want to use something that I'll definitely recognize and remember what this report is. So I'm going to click on Save Filter, and I'm going to call it Joseph Quarterly Report. Now, make sure that you don't use any apostrophes or parentheses because these are Windows file names. Anyway, so I can save this report without scheduling an email, and it'll be available to me when I log back into AdSphere, and I won't have to do all the filter settings. So that's a convenience. But if I go ahead and enable the schedule email feature, this is where I can choose to receive it daily, weekly, monthly. I can choose one or more of these choices. And then when I'm happy with my selection, I can click Save. And that's all there is to that. Now, when I come back into AdSphere and I drop down the filters, it'll show me all of the filters that are available to me that I've saved and named previously. You can see this one here that we just scheduled an email for has the schedule email already checked. If I click apply here, I can run it inside AdSphere in real time. The same thing with any of these other filters. If I want to change the name of any of these filters, I can go ahead and click in here and change the name on the fly. And you'll notice that we show you the whether you had created that save filter using brand rankings or advertiser rankings. And also we show when that filter was created. There is a share filter option here. If you would like to share any of the filters that you create with your colleagues, you can just click this button and then they'll be able to see those and copy them over to their My Filter section as well. Now, if I've already scheduled an email and I want to turn on this email feature, for example, here's one for the current year to date. I can turn that on and I can choose whether to receive that daily, weekly, or monthly. Click OK. And that's all that takes. Now let's look over on the Shared Filters tab and see what we see. Now these are all filters that have been shared, filters that I have shared, filters that my colleagues have shared. And if there's any of these filters that my colleagues have shared that I want to copy over to my filters, I just click this box right here. And if I want to, I can choose a specific colleague and just see the filters that they've shared, and I see the share on date. So if one of my colleagues says, hey, Joe, I just shared a filter with you, and there's a lot of filters that are being shared, it's kind of nice to be able to just select their filter, and the top one is usually the most recent one. I can find it, then I can copy it over to my filters. Also, I can go to an all view, and in the all view, I'm looking at all filters that have been shared. And again, I can make that specific to certain users if I want. I can copy any of these over to my filters. I can share any of the filters that are mine. And of course, I can apply any of these too and have the filter executed in my local copy of AdSphere. So let's go ahead and close that. Now, when you schedule tracking and alerts, which is the subject of another video, or you schedule these filter alerts, all of them are under the Configure Emails tab. I'm going to click that now and show you a little bit about that. Now, there are different email types. I'm going to go ahead and just drop down to Filter. And there's the Joseph quarterly report that we just scheduled. And if I wanted to, I could click here and I could change my prior settings. I could delete this as well. And when you get these reports via email, there is a shortcut link to come back to the Configure Emails tab where you can make those changes if you decide you want to do that. Now, there are all kinds of different email alerts that you can set up. I invite you to watch our tracking and alert video so you can learn how to set up advertiser, brand, category, and network alerts. But here in this video, we just covered the filter emails that you can set up. Thanks for watching.